G'day friends, welcome to today's Page in 10 video. Today we're going to need a photo of your choosing. I've been doing this thing lately where I just print tons and tons and tons of photos, literally from all different periods of my life. High school, childhood, more recent, adulthood, and not even just photos of me or things that, going on in my life specifically pertaining to me, but even like my family. I have a new little niece, little Savannah. So I've just printed out tons of photos. Anyway, I've picked this one. This is my best friend and I. This is when she came to visit me in Japan in 2009. So just to give you a bit of context there, this is quite an old photo and it's got a bit of a Japanese thing going on. This is when we were going to Hello Kitty Land and we stopped off in one of the little dollar stores beforehand, just trying on masks. Anyway, long time ago, lovely memories. I wanted to do this because, like I said, I've been printing out all those photos. I just love photos, but I just kind of recently wanted to just put more and more in. The more I go back into kind of why I art journal and how I do it and what I want to be doing it for. A lot of it is about documenting, and a lot of it is about kind of documenting the experience of my life, my story. And because there were so many years I didn't do any art journaling, because I only really got into it around 2015, there are so many years un-art journaled, do you know what I mean? Undocumented. So I want to go back and not recount it as if it was happening real time, because I think it's a little bit too difficult to know exactly what was going on in my head at this moment. But even bring kind of like the nostalgia to my journaling so that I get I get the trigger in my journal, I get the response, I get my memory kind of jogged, and then I also get to document my feelings about it. And just because I can't remember exactly what happened on this day doesn't mean I can't still journal about it. So I'm going to kind of prompt you, prompt myself, and hopefully it'll prompt you as well, to think about how you can get older memories, older photos, and kind of things that aren't specific to your current life right now, how to get those into your journals and make the most of the life you lived before you started doing all your art journaling. So that's kind of what today is. You'll need a photo for it. If you don't have a photo, you can always draw one quickly. Don't think that's the quickest way to do it, but if you have a photo, it doesn't have to be anything special. I printed this on sticker paper, glossy sticker paper, so I'm just going to put it straight into my journal. I also want you to grab a few water-based markers if you're using one of these Hobonichis so they don't bleed through, but if you're using another journal, whatever you like, whatever you wish. I'm going to use these Tombow markers, and I've picked a few colors, maybe 3 or 4, from the actual photo itself. So you don't have to have all the colors from the photo, but just ones that blend. So I picked the light yellow from the mask, this kind of pink from the background and the nose, even though the nose is red, it's still going to use this pink. I've got a navy just for some of these darker colors because I didn't really want to use black, and the green from that sign. Am I going to use all of these? I don't know just yet, but I did want those. I'm going to need a pen, preferably a waterproof pen, so you could use a ballpoint pen or a waterproof pen, just so that even with these markers, they're not like watercolor or anything, but they can scrub into the pen if it's water activated, because these are water-based markers. And then just some washi tape just in case we need that. But yeah, this is sticker paper, so I don't really need to glue anything down. I'm just going to peel the backing off. Anyway, let's get our page started. I have no plan for this either, so let's just see what happens. I'm going to start my timer. Start time. Oh, no, she's not listening to me. Siri, hello. Start timer for 10 minutes. And we're off and running. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, actually, I didn't say to have this, but if you do have any little bits and pieces of paper or stickers, it's always a good idea to get some of those down before you start. Like I've got these random stickers here. I'm going to put a few of these on my page, just behind my photo, where my photo is going to go, just so it looks like it's layered up nicely. There you go, there's one there. I'm going to put this one down here. I'm going to kind of put my photo, I might even cut some of this out actually. I print everything on sticker paper, that's why it's quite easy just to go for it. I'm going to put this, oh, do you know what, I shouldn't have really done that. That sticker paper I use is quite thin. It shows up any kind of creasing behind the, it's okay. It'll be fine. We're just going for it. I'm just saying get some ephemera down before you start, just because it's easier to layer that way. There we go. I'm going to peel this off. This will take the most time. Oh, no, it won't. I'm going to put this down here. So I'm just covering up parts of that ephemera. Gives us a nice layered look. You'll see, you might start to see the pieces behind there. This is really thin photo sticker paper. It's good quality though. I think I got it on Amazon. I usually link all of that in my Amazon storefront if you need to know that. What else? I'm gonna put some washi tape down. I don't need a ton, because I've already got that ephemera in the background. This is just some pink Monsters Inc. washi tape to go with my little kawaii theme. So I just like to decorate the photo. If I, maybe I do, I don't know. Sometimes I go around the photo with a marker just to really pop it out. Lately I've also, oh, just went way too far. Lately I've been going around my ephemera as well, just to keep it all blended. So I'm going to use this pink. My goodness, I cannot keep this at the edge of the photo to save my life. Look how messy I'm being. It's okay. We'll go with it. So I'm going to go, actually I'll go around the ephemera as well. I think I did this in another page in 10 video. But I like to just go around it. It kind of blends it all together, even though it's all a little separate. Oh wow, today I cannot draw straight lines and I cannot follow the edge of my ephemera, so that just is what it is, okay? We'll put it all together. I want to put a word on there, just one word that relates to this. So, I might put Kittyland. I'm going to put it in a marker that's kind of thick. Kitty Land, since we went to Sanrio Kuro Land, and I'm going to outline the marker. This is the quickest way to get your lettering done if you're not a huge letterer like me, or you're doing the page in 10 videos and you don't have a ton of time. I like to just do it with a thick marker and then outline it. It's quite a common trick to do. I'm also going to get that blue and just trace around the right, not trace around, but just put a line of that blue on the right hand side of all of my letters. So whatever line is there, I just add a little shadow to the right hand side. It's a really quick, easy way to bubble letter. Bubble letter? Letter. I also probably want to do a bit of quick journaling. If I don't do it now, I might risk not getting it in there. So I'm going to risk not getting it in there. I want to pick up one image from, or one bit from the actual picture itself, and I want to draw that. So I've got something, a word that relates to the photo, and now I want to draw from the photo, like a motif. So I've got this little bunny rabbit in the background. I could do the little bunny ears. There's even this little character back here I could have a go at, or I could do the really obvious kitty faces. Since I don't think I'm going to have a ton of time to do the kitty faces, I might actually just try to do... Oh, the sirens are going. I might just try to do maybe the ears and the whiskers. I'm going to try and put the ears on here. I don't know if this will work too well. I'm using a paint marker because hopefully it'll go over everything. That probably didn't work the best. You know what? Let's cut it out. This is all going to relate to your photo, right? So if it works for you, it'll work for you, but I don't assume people are going to be doing the cat ears that I'm doing. I'm going to cut 2 triangles out. There we go. That'll be one. And that'll be the other. Great. I use this little tape runner. It's usually quicker to do it this way than glue. If it's not out of tape, I can't believe it. I've got to quickly get a glue stick. It's okay, we're halfway through. We don't have much to go. In this episode, we've problem solved while we were doing it, so that's new. There we go, some little ears. I'm going to put the pink inside the ears just to show that they're the cat ears. And then I might outline those as well, like we did with all that ephemera. I don't know if I can really get the whiskers on because I don't have much of a page left. Like, I'm pretty at the edge, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm just get a black pen. Put some whiskers out there. This is so random. Essentially, we're just trying to take inspiration from the photo for our decoration and our journaling. I might add... what might I add? I have some little stickers here. These are cute. They're quite flat. They're puffy stickers, but they're quite flat. So I'm going to put a few of these on here. just because they really go with my theme. I guess this really does depend on what ephemera you have to add. But hopefully you can see some of the layering. We're just working over some of our background pieces to make a really layered effect. And if you can, try and go over the edges of some of your pieces, like all the corners where they all meet. It's a really good way to blend it all together. There's a corner right there. All right. If you have time, you might want to color in some of the background. So I'm going to use the yellow. This is why I love the water-based markers, because it's pretty quick to go in and start filling in, especially if you're in an A6 like me. It's pretty quick to fill in all that background space. And I do like to go around the entire edge of the book, even though I'm not going to decorate absolutely everything. Just think that helps. I'll color this in because I haven't got any green on there yet. That's the benefit of picking your markers before you start. You tend to not worry about all that decision fatigue. I might even put some patterns on where there's some space. I usually do dots and dashes. I'm a Morse code type of pattern person. If it's not a dot or a dash, it's probably a little too much work for me. That's why I love those dot markers. I probably should have gotten some of those out. There is Kittyland. Ooh, my sticker's coming up. Oh, you know what? That's probably because I knew it. The paper I printed on had a slice in the back, so I forget to take part of that off. Now I've just got to do my journaling. Kittyland. Now I'm going to prompt myself with questions that I can answer from this perspective now. How does this photo make me feel? What do I remember from this? Would I want to go back here again? If I could be here today, what would I do? All those kinds of things, like just questions that are kind of open-ended, that could be kind of for any experience. They don't even have to be very specific to this. I could just look at the photo and let it prompt what I would want to write about. Since this is my best friend, it's just kind of giving me that best friend energy, so I should be writing about my best friend. And what it would be like to be in Tokyo again with my best friend, especially, and then you kind of relate that to your current circumstance. I'm just going to color in some of these lines, especially now, not having been able to travel for so long. What would that be like? So I can just ask myself, or I can just ask myself that question and then write down my answer rather. So, to be in Tokyo with Kristen again right now would be an absolute dream come true. I miss traveling and I miss my best friend. And sometimes I'll just date it or say where it was. So I can say Sanrio, Puroland, 2009. And that's my little memory. It's not a huge bunch of journaling, but it just gets that out. It gets it out of my system. I can acknowledge it and I can recognize it. And I've documented a beautiful part of my history. Oh, 3 seconds to go. I'm going to catch it. There it goes. Oh, I hate that sound. So I know this wasn't probably the most easy to follow along because you did kind of have to have some ephemera and a photo ready, but I hope that you see that documenting these parts of your life isn't much more difficult than that. If you're someone that loves to write a lot, I'm sure you could elaborate on those questions for yourself. In my Memory to Memento course, I actually have a whole bunch of like a printable prompts kind of thing to ask yourself while you're in the travel experience. And it's usually, and they're kind of categorized as well, like there's one for transportation, like what are you riding right now? Is it a bus? Is it a plane? Is it a car? How do you feel like riding that transport? Is it your preferred mode of transport? Stuff like that to stimulate. Usually it's just a lot about asking yourself who, what, why, when, where, how. And then how much you like to write. I'm sure you'll just keep writing. Sometimes these can spawn off other more emotional and kind of sentimental feelings that you might want to write about. I say go for it, whatever you feel like writing, right? If you're not someone that loves to write, then I think you would probably venture more into picking out parts of the parts of the photo that you would want to try your hand at illustrating. So it could be the cat masks, and it wouldn't be any more difficult than just giving it a go. They don't have to be good because we have the photo there, so we're not looking for photorealism. We're just looking for an attempt at the documentation of it. And you're kind of being prompted by exactly what's there, right? So there's the cat mask. Might want to do the little bunny in the background. You can layer them up. It's actually a human inside a bunny costume, which I think is relevant to the part of the store we were in, where it was just all masks and like random dress-ups. It wasn't Halloween, it's just a feature of the store, I guess. So you would just be pulling out more of those, and you could probably try your hand at coloring them in. If you didn't want to color them in, you could just pop a little shadow on the edge. Make it look like there's just a bunch of little stickers on your page. Or hand-drawn ephemera. And so I guess it really just comes down to what would you prefer to do? Would you prefer to write? Would you prefer to draw? And if you prefer to do both, I'm assuming you'll probably spend longer than 10 minutes doing this, but you can get it done in 10 minutes. So if you've got a lot of photos that you printed out and you just want to have a really fun day, carefree documenting your nostalgic memories, I think this is a good tutorial for that. If not, hopefully you learned something that you could carry into other parts of your art journaling. I think the goal is always to not be so precious that we labor over things that are unimportant or that we just don't do it. So yeah, hopefully you can document something today. I'll leave you with that because we're getting really long for a 10-minute video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you for another Page in 10 video really soon. Bye.